Oh man, what's going on, my cave within sanctuary family? Man, it feels good to be back once again. If you don't know, now you do know. You're tuned in once again to the cave within, your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. I am your host, your guide, Clifton Pope with Health, Fitness, Wealth, Business. And I thank y'all once again, y'all. We're tuned into the Friday Night Lights edition of the Cave Within Sanctuary, broadcasting to you live from the Cave Within. Again, your balanced fusion of poetry, meditation, and stillness. And honestly, like always, for those who are, first and foremost, for those who are regular listeners and regular broadcast listeners, I should say, of the Cave Within Live Digital Sanctuary, welcome back. It's good to have y'all back once again. Boy, we got a treat for you. As always, y'all know what time it is. We're always coming in hot. That hasn't changed for sure. And for those who are tuning in to the Cave Within live on Kickstream, and that is kicks.com, excuse me, backslash Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44. For those who are tuning in to the broadcast here in the Cave Within Sanctuary for the first time, I want to let you know that tonight's stream or tonight's broadcast, you can call it a stream broadcast, whichever you prefer. I get it, perspective. It's tonight's broadcast is for unwinding and returning to yourself, and this is for the first time listeners, of course. This is for the restless souls. This is for the night feelers, and this is for the deep feelers. This is for anyone who needs a quiet place to breathe, reflect, and come home to within. And that's what it's all about here in the Cave Within. Again, this is your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. And once again, I'm speaking to my first time listeners. Welcome in, my beloved soul. The Cave Within is here to guide you back into peace, love, and joy from within. So, this is all about just taking a breath because there's no rush tonight. There's no performance. There's no pressure to be anything other than just right here, right now, honestly, because this is the cave within for those who are listening. This is a sacred space for stillness, for poetry, for breath, for returning. And honestly, tonight's theme, I kind of hinted at on this within the deep midweek flow broadcast 2 days ago. I kind of figured, you know what, why not touch on the 12 laws of karma a little bit just so we can keep things up for the summer, switch it up a little bit. Why not, right? So tonight's theme is the law of growth. Man, the law of growth. That deserves a round of applause within itself because we all have an opportunity every single day to grow through what we go through. And the best way we can grow through what we can go through is to make room for improvement and learn from your mistakes, number one, but realize that it all comes down to evolution and figuring out how are you going to evolve physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, because it is we, it is us, it is me, it is you that must change. It's not the people and the places or the things around us, although you can make that suggestion if you want to. If you feel like wasting time and energy, I wouldn't personally recommend that because honestly, if we want to grow spiritually, all we are given is ourselves. Like, let's just be honest here. That is the only thing we truly have control over is ourselves, our journey, our path, our overall story to make his story, or for the ladies, her story, of course. Because honestly, it can feel heavy at times until we realize that it is also holy, going back to, you know, if we want to grow spiritually, all we can give is ourselves, and that's all we have control over. That's what I'm referencing. But overall, let's get right into it because honestly, tonight, We're going to just relax like we always do within the cave within. And for those who listen on a regular basis, know what's coming. And for those who are listening for the first time, this is for you. I want you to let your shoulders drop. I want you to unclench your jaw. I want you to let your chest soften. And I want you to, we're going to take our first breath together just so we can set the tone to where we could begin to relax. Because I'm sure y'all had a crazy Friday, into the end of the work week. You're looking for some sort of relaxation to where you could forget about everything that you went through throughout the course of the week. So let's dive into it together with our first inhale through our nose for 3 to 5 seconds, holding our breath for 3 to 5 seconds, and then we shout exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. And again, we're going to do that together. Inhale through your nose for 3 to 5 seconds. Hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds. And like always, we shout exhale. Again, through your nose, through your mouth, whichever is suitable or comfortable for 3 to 5 seconds. If you need this space tonight, by the way, if your spirit has been loud, if your mind has been carrying too much, I just wanted to let you know that you are safe to settle here just for a little while within the cave, within Sanctuary. Your balance fusion for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. Just here to remind you, for everyone tuning in, that you do not have to face your healing, or excuse me, you do not have to force your healing. You do not have to rush your becoming. All you have to do is just arrive. That's what it all comes down to. It all just comes down to arriving. Because what if the dark place was never meant to destroy you as far as the cave that's within yourself? Because let's not get it twisted. We all have an eternal cave within us, right? And it's kind of like what Carl Jung refers to as the shadow, the darker aspect of our overall psyche that we keep hidden from the world and that we only reveal behind closed doors, right? So what if let's start off I'm going to ask you a question. Well, two questions. And I want this to sink in with y'all as we go into our grounding and our breath work to kind of set the tone a little bit more within the cave within. What if the dark place was never meant to destroy you, but it was meant to strip away everything false? Let me say that again for the people in the back. What if the dark place was never meant to destroy you, but it was only meant to strip away everything false? Because, see, within the cave, ironically enough, that's where all the darkness is, number one. Number two, within the darkness, that's where birth, discovery, and transformation takes place. Here's a great example of that: childbirth. We all were born in the darkness and then we were brought into the light. Hence, that's how we entered the world. Childbirth. Every woman who has had a child can relate to exactly what I just said right there. But let me ask you a second question. What if the dark place, or excuse me, what if the silence was not abandonment, but an invitation? What if the silence was not abandonment, but an invitation? An invitation for you to grow within the moment of silence, just to check in with yourself, to have the peace, love, and joy established within yourself to where you can provide it to those who may need it just as much as you do, and be in service and support of others and treat others how they wish to be treated. And that is the golden rule, y'all. That is what Jesus, the Almighty Savior, Yeshua would want us to practice. That is what the Buddha would want us to practice. Basically, every religious leader or figure, they model some example of the golden rule, is what I'm getting at. So, now that we got that message out the way, I want this to sink in as we go into our breath work cycle, our grounding in the moment, and as we, of course, breathe with me now. Why not? Inhale again for 3 to 5 seconds into your nose. Hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds, and then exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. And I want you to continue to inhale again for 3 to 5 seconds. Hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds and then exhale for 3 to 5 seconds. And on every exhale after the inhale, as you inhale the calmness, right? Holding your breath, getting ready to release all the stress and let that exhale feel like surrender each time you inhale and each time you exhale, because I want to have y'all experience what it feels like to let the body remember and why you shouldn't be fighting this moment, right? Because there's a jewel inside every single cave within each and every single one of us that have that cave within us. And it's not the one that the world gave you. There's a jewel inside the cave, one that was formed by pressure and it was made in those hidden places within the cave that you have to really do some real soul searching for. And it's this jewel that's inside each and every single one of our caves that did not shine until it has been broken open by time. And maybe that is you. And the reason why I'm saying that honestly is because maybe your tenderness is a jewel, maybe your endurance is a jewel, maybe the fact that you are still here, alive and breathing on your own willpower is the brightest thing about you. And you know what? That is awesome. That is awesome indeed, times 10. We got a 10x that right here to stay in our quote unquote Cardone zone, like Grant Cardone would say. It's funny because I was listening to his podcast earlier today, but hey, that's another story for another day. Definitely listen to his podcast, The Cardone Zone by Grant Cardone. He'll definitely motivate you and empower you and definitely teach you a thing or two on how to get your hustle on for the greater good. That's for sure. But so we don't get off track here, I want to let this night remind you that what is hidden is not wasted, what is quiet is not absent, and what is unfinished is not failure. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. I want this night to remind you that what is hidden is not wasted, what is quiet is not absent, and what is unfinished is not failure. I want that to sink in as we continue our breath work to return to the body. Let's come back to the breath real quick. I promise y'all, for those who are listening for the very first time, we're going to get into the poetry. We're going to get into the stillness and the meditation. For those who listen to the broadcast on a regular basis, they know it's coming. So bear with me here. I want us to really relax and settle in before we get to all those things. It's going to make sense, I promise. So let's come back to the breath. We'll place one hand on our chest, one hand on the belly. I want us to feel the rise and feel the fall. Like we've been doing before, I want you to inhale for 3 to 5 seconds. And as you inhale, you'll feel your belly button expand. You'll feel the breath and filling up in your lungs and your chest as you hold it for 3 to 5 seconds. And then exhale for 3 to 5 seconds, letting your chest settle back into the body and letting the belly button sink right back into your stomach. And we're going to do that a couple of times here together as you inhale for 3 to 5 seconds with one hand on your chest, feeling the breath flow through your chest. Another hand on the belly button, allowing the belly button to expand, holding your breath, and exhale for 3 to 5 seconds on that exhale. And as we breathe in and as we breathe out, I want us to just repeat this softly into ourselves. Just say that I am here. That's it. I am here. As you breathe in through your nose, holding your breath for 3 to 5 seconds, exhaling slowly through the nose or mouth for 3 to 5 seconds, repeating softly in our mind, quietly to ourselves, I am here. And I want y'all to know that once again, you do not have to become someone else tonight. All you have to do is just be a little bit more present. That's really all you got to do at the end of the day. Because honestly, that is growth too. Because the theme for tonight is still the law of growth on this feel good Friday Night Lights Cave Within special edition broadcast. So I figured we're gonna dive into some poetry here in a second. And I just want to again remind y'all that the body is not your enemy, the breath is not small, and the stillness is not empty. Because stillness is where the inner world speaks in a voice louder than fear. All you got to do is just pay attention and receive that gentle eternal nudge. And that is how you can continue to take inspired action and continue to go with the flow and continue to grow through what you go through. And that's the power of the law of growth. And speaking of the law of growth, I actually put together a poem dedicated to the law of growth. So it's literally called The Law of Growth, and that is our first poem for today on this Friday Night Lights Cave Within broadcast, The Law of Growth poem. And it goes a little something like this. The law of growth says this: if the inside changes, the outside will follow. Not instantly, not perfectly, but surely. A seed does not become a tree in public. It does not announce its roots. It does not ask permission to expand underground. It grows in the dark. It stretches in hidden places. It trusts the process beneath the surface. And so do you. There are seasons when only the visible grow. There are seasons when the only visible growth is invisible. A new boundary, a softer response, a quieter mind, a stronger prayer, a deeper breath before the reaction. That counts. That is growth. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not broken because you are still becoming. Maybe the lesson is not to hurry the harvest, but to honor the root work. Inhale, and exhale. Let your heart hear this. I do not need to control the whole world. I only need to change what is within me. And that changing is not punishment, it is practice, it is holy work. The people and places around you may never become the thing you wish they were, but you could become more anchored, more gracious, more discerning, more peaceful, more alive. And that changes everything. The law of growth home right there. That is powerful right there, y'all. That is powerful. It's so powerful. It sent the chill down my spine a little bit reading it so much to where we got to do it again. We got to run that back one more time. The law of growth home. The law of growth says this: if the inside changes, the outside will follow. Not instantly, not perfectly, but surely. A seed does not become a tree in public. It does not announce its roots. It does not ask permission to expand underground. It grows in the dark. It stretches in hidden places. It trusts the process beneath the surface, and so do you. There are seasons only when the visible growth is invisible. It's a new boundary, a new softer response, a quieter mind, a stronger prayer, a deeper breath before the reaction. And that counts. That is growth. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not broken because you are still becoming. Maybe the lesson is not to hurry the harvest, but to honor the root work. Inhale and exhale. Let your heart hear this. I do not need to control the whole world. I only need to change what is within me. And that changing is not punishment. It is practice, holy work. The people, places, and things around you may never become the things you wish they were, but you could become more anchored, more gracious, more discerning, and more peaceful and more alive. And that changes everything. The law of growth, y'all. The law of growth comes. And this is actually a very, very perfect time. We're gonna switch things up a little bit here on the cave within. We're gonna before we get into our second poem, I really want that first poem to sink in a little bit because I know it was a lot for those who are probably listening for the first time to the Cave Within Sanctuary. For those who tune into the broadcast on a regular basis, I know y'all are used to it. But we're going to switch things up on this Feel Good Friday Night Lights. We're going to go into our frequency. We're going to go into our silence immersion a little bit earlier than normal since we're keeping it short, simple, and straightforward on this edition of the Cave Within Sanctuary. For those who are tuned in on a regular basis, y'all know what time it is. We're about to get into that meditation session, so get ready to relax even deeper. And for those who are listening for the very first time, this is usually the portion where I give everyone a few minutes of peace and quiet, moment of silence, because I really want the ambient sound to carry us, the frequency to wash over the edges of your thoughts because honestly, there's no need to chase them or solve them. It just comes down to listening, breathing, and simply letting things be. As I get ourselves situated here, give me 1 second here, we're going to get everything rocking and rolling for our meditation here. Let's get some relaxing water sounds. Let's get some relaxing water sounds going. Get some little bit again, relaxing water sounds. Nice little soft forest river stream here going. Let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. And y'all know what to do. If you're laying down, just relax everything from head to toe to where there's no tension or pressure whatsoever. And if you're sitting down right now, I want you to sit up nice, tall, and upright in a nice, comfortable seated position. Go ahead and simply just close your eyes or soften your gaze, whichever is more comfortable and suitable, of course. As we get ready to once again inhale through our nose, holding our breath for a few seconds, exhaling through our nose or mouth, repeating that process over and over again, becoming in tune with the breath, releasing ourselves from our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and our ego, not to run away from them or ignore them completely, but to realize we can acknowledge, accept, and embrace our thoughts, feelings, emotions, and ego as we become the observer and the watcher. As we inhale through our nose, as we exhale through our nose or mouth, I want to again remind you that you are safe to soften, you are safe to slow down, and you are safe to let your nervous system exhale. Now, this is the part and this is the moment where I'll leave you alone for some peace and quiet, and we shall be right back here within the Cave Within Sanctuary, your live balanced fusion of poetry, meditation, and stillness. We'll be right back, y'all. All right, y'all. All right. Your mind has been wandering these last few minutes. You try to continue to bring it back to the breath. If you feel any part of your body tensing up and tightening a little bit from head to toe, allow it to soften. And if your spirit is feeling a little thirsty right now, continue to drink into quiet. As we continue to inhale through our nose, as we continue to exhale through our nose or mouth, again, friendly reminder, you are safe to soften, you are safe to slow down, and you are safe to let your nervous system exhale. As we journey back into the physical realm once more, as we begin to acknowledge, accept, and embrace our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our ego for what they truly are, and just slowly becoming attached to them once again, not forcing it, just going with the flow, trusting the gentle eternal nudge when doing so, as we prepare to take our final three inhales and our final three exhales, as always, to kind of get back in tune with ourselves after another powerful meditation, ambient block frequency time here in the cave within. Let us inhale through our nose, holding our breath for a few seconds, and exhale slowly. Again, 3 to 5 seconds. Inhale through your nose for 3 to 5 seconds. Hold your breath. Again, slowly exhale for 3 to 5 seconds. And we'll do this one more time together like always. Just inhale. Make this the biggest inhale within the whole practice and this whole broadcast thus far. Inhale through the nose for 3 to 5 seconds. Holding our breath for 3 to 5 seconds. One last time, and then we shall exhale slowly through the nose, through the mouth for 3 to 5 seconds. And again, welcome back. For those who are regular broadcast listeners of the Cave Within Sanctuary, and for those listening for the first time or joining us for the first time, welcome back. Gently come to your own center, if you may. And I'm here to ask you a couple of questions here, just to check in with y'all like always. I want you to ask yourself tonight in particular, what in me needs to change? Simple. What in me needs to change? Not everyone else, not the world, or not even the timeline. What in me needs to not only change, but grow? Maybe it's patience. It could be honesty. Maybe it's discipline. Maybe it's forgiveness. I'm just throwing some things out here. Maybe it's the courage to stop abandoning yourself. Now, that's a question that could stir something tender right there. And if it does, just let it happen. Let it stir. Because that means you're cooking up something special. And it also means you do not have to answer it all tonight, and you only have to let it be real. That's what it's all about within the cave within every single time. Because the cave within is not a prison, y'all. It's a place of revelation. That's the whole purpose of me creating the cave within from the jump. And again, the cave within is where we stop outsourcing our peace. We start building it from within. So breathe with me once again. Inhale through your nose for 3 to 5 seconds. Hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds and exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. Let go of the need to prove. Let go of the need to hurry. Let go of the need to be understood by everyone because you are being shaped by something deeper than someone's opinion. You're being shaped by the power of the truth. And that's how we're going to return to ourselves when it's all said and done. This is a perfect segue. Remember that second poem that I told you we were going to do? Here it is. I bring to you my second poem of this Law of Growth themed Friday Night Lights Cave Within Sanctuary. Second poem, y'all. Returning to yourself. Because there's a version of you that is not scattered, a version of you that does not have to beg life to slow down because you have learned how to become still inside it. There is a version of you that moves with grace through chaos, that listens before reacting, that knows when to rest, knows when to rise. That version is not far away because it's already within you, waiting for your permission to come forward. Tonight is not about becoming perfect. Tonight is about remembering that you are more than your stress, more than your history, more than your noise, more than the roles you carry. You want to know why? You are a soul, a breath, a living temple, a work in progress with sacred potential. And when you remember that, your life begins to realign. And then you'll be fine. Returning to yourself. Another deep poem as we're diving into the law of growth. And it's so deep, like we did with the first poem, we got to run it back for the second time around. Returning to yourself. Because there is a version of you that is not scattered, a version of you that does not have to beg life to slow down, because you have learned how to become still inside it. There is a version of you that moves with grace through chaos, that listens before reacting, that knows when to rest, when to rise. That version is not far away. It is already within you, waiting for your permission to come forward. Returning to yourself, returning to yourself. And again, tonight is not about becoming perfect, y'all. It's about remembering. It's about remembering that you are more than your stress, history, noise, the roles that you carry. You are a soul. Just like I am a soul, you are a soul too. Just like I have my breath, you have your breath. Just like my body is my temple, your body is your temple as well. Just like I am a work in progress, you are a work in progress with sacred potential. And that's the key right there, y'all. Cheers to that sacred potential. That's how we continue to come in hot in 2026 and beyond, baby. And honestly, like I mentioned earlier, when you remember all of those things and everything that I've been talking about within this broadcast, that is when your life begins to realign. And again, you're going to be fine. Just like I'm going to be fine, you're going to be fine too. And I want to remind you of a couple of things gently before we close out this broadcast of the Friday Night Lights Cave Within. I want to mention a few resources for those who want to go deeper beyond the cave within. Like always, if you're drawn to this kind of healing work, you may want to explore a couple of things. Well, if you haven't figured it out by now, my latest poetry book, Infinity Chakras Journey Within. It's available on Amazon right now as we speak in ebook and paperback. Be sure to go receive your copy, and please leave a review. That way it can help more readers tune into the book so they can check it out themselves. And it's a free way to support the book as well. And by the way, that also goes for my latest book as well, the Fitness Mirage, my exercise transformation book as well. You can buy that book on Amazon as well. And you can also leave a review for the Fitness Mirage. Again, it's a free way to support the book. And at the same time, it can help more readers like you tune into it as well. And again, my two latest books, my latest poetry book, Infinity Chakras Journey Within, and my latest personal development self-help book, The Fitness Mirage. Both books you can get on Amazon in ebook and paperback. And you could also get both of those books as well on gumroad.com. That's GUMROAD.com. You can get the Infinity Chakras Journey Within poetry book and the Fitness Mirage poetry book. They are both available, or excuse me, the Fitness Mirage book and the Infinity Chakra Journey Within poetry book. Both of those books are available in audiobook on gumroad.com. Once you get to gumroad.com, all you got to do is type in my name, Clifton Pope. My e-commerce store will come up, and that's where you can get the Infinity Chakras Journey Within and Fitness Mirage audio book as well. And by the way, you could also get the Nighttime Sanctuary Volume 1 pack, which features my 2 guided meditations on letting go of fear and leadership. And also, you can get the Nighttime Sanctuary Volume 2 pack that just recently got released earlier this week. And that features my my two poems that you could take with you on the go, one based on taking action that will empower you to take action, and one based on energy and vibrations that will allow you to tune into your energy, frequency, and vibrations, that power that you have within you that created the universe and everything in it. So be sure to check out the Nighttime Sanctuary Volume 1 and 2 pack. That is also on my Gumroad e-commerce store as well. And by the way, you can find I put the links to all of these products that I'm mentioning into the chat as well if you want to go straight to it while we're doing this live broadcast as well. For those who don't know, and for those who are listening for the very first time, I am an ISIS certified personal trainer, nutritionist, exercise transformation specialist, and strength and conditioning coach. So I want to remind you about my exercise transformation program for renewing the mind, body, and spirit. If you want to go deeper into that healing work, reach out to me directly at 361-765-4760. Give me a call, shoot a text. That's my personal phone number. Or you can email me personally at cpope, all lowercase, CPOPE, .cp@gmail.com. That way we can put together a free consultation, whether you want to do it virtually, whether you want to do it in person. Either way, we'll put together a customizable plan that is fitted just for you. That way, we can help you achieve the results you are looking to seek and establish healthier habits with a holistic approach. That's what you could expect within the HFWB Exercise Transformation Program to renew the mind, body, and spirit. Oh, and by the way, be sure to tune in to the HFWB podcast series on Apple, Spotify, Podcasts, and Rumble. There are new episodes coming very, very soon, probably within the next couple of days or so. So be sure to tune in to that. And again, if this space, this whole entire cave within Sanctuary is continuing to help you breathe easier, please support it by subscribing to kicks.com/ Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44, because your present here matters. It really does. And if you want to keep building a life that's rooted in calm, clarity, and growth, all the resources that I just mentioned are here whenever you're ready as tools to add to your toolbox. So I want us to kind of close things out with the power of the breath one last time here, or a couple more times, or two more times, I promise. I want you to inhale deeply through the nose, holding your breath for a few seconds, and exhale fully through the nose or through the mouth. May you leave this space more grounded than when you entered. May your cave become a classroom. May your stillness become strength, and may your inner growth shape your outer life. Wherever you go, there you are. So let what is within you become a place of peace. I want you to take one more breath in through your nose. Hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds one last time, and exhale slowly through your nose or mouth one last time. Y'all continue to grow through what you go through. Y'all continue to find room for improvement and learn from your mistakes, and continue to evolve physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially into the best version of yourself that you can be. And when you are ready, carry the light within you. And that's how you're going to continue to come in hot, baby. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Friday Night Lights Law of Growth Team edition of the Cave Within Sanctuary. And as always, this is your balanced fusion of poetry, meditation, and stillness. And again, this is for all the night feelers, the deep feelers. Like always, I want y'all to again have a wonderful night, my beloved souls. And thank y'all once again for tuning in to the Cave Within. I am your host, your guide, your MC, if you want to call it that, Clifton Pope of Health, Fitness, Wealth, Business. And this is the Cave Within Sanctuary. I'll see y'all on the next broadcast, y'all. Peace and love.